up guys, it's your boy XEX Classic, and today I'm coming at you guys with a new video that I've promised that I would do for so long now, and I never have, but I'm finally here to do it. I'm extremely sorry, I've been holding off on this for I'm pretty sure it's been like a year almost now, but I'm finally here to do it. I'm going to show you guys how this is done, and we're going to get straight to the point, and I'm going to give a very detailed video on how this is going to be done. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing, what you guys want to do, you guys want to go ahead and make a new profile, just an offline profile. Now what you're going to want to do is making sure you're signed into the account that you just made. You're going to go ahead and want to load up Call of Duty Black Ops. Alright guys, now that Black Ops is loaded, you want to go ahead and press start. Make sure you go and save on your USB device. Go ahead and go through all of these little setup settings, all that. Now what you're going to want to do is just go ahead and dashboard. Alright guys, now that we're at the dashboard, we're just going to go over here, go to System, Storage. Now we're going to choose our USB device. We're going to go to Profiles. Make sure your online profile is on there and the profile that you just created. Now you can go ahead and unplug your USB device from your Xbox and plug it into your computer. Alright guys, now that we're on the computer, you want to go ahead and download this file that I've provided in the description below. Once you download it, go and drag it to your desktop, right click on it. You want to click extract here. Should extract a file to your, or a folder to your desktop. Should be called the same thing, but now it should actually be an actual folder and not a zip folder. So go ahead and open that up. Go to this Horizon folder. You'll see all of these files. I want you to click the one that's called Horizon. Make sure it says application at the end. Don't pay attention to any of these .dll files or anything else. Just open this program right here. And then this should open. If it doesn't, I've provided a download link for this program in the description below. Do not worry, it's not a virus. A lot of people use this on a day-to-day basis for modding Xbox. Go ahead and go over here to this Device Explorer. You want to click this arrow and bring it out and plug in your USB. Alright guys, so now that our USB is loaded, you'll see all of our little drop-down menus over here. We're going to go ahead and open up that folder with all of our mods, and we're going to click this Save Game. Go open up that Save Game folder. Now we're going to drag this Save Game into Horizon just like that. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drag this over here to the side. Open up your Device Explorer. Go to Profiles and find your online profile. You're going to want to drag it out here. Now what you're going to want to do on your profile, you're going to want to copy your profile ID and paste it on the profile ID of the save game. You're going to want to do the same with your device ID. Copy it over to your save game. So now you're going to want to click Save, Rehash, and Resign on the save game. Click Save to Device, USB, Save Changes before transferring, yes. Would you like to override it? Yes, and then click OK. Let's go back to this folder right here. Now we're gonna make a folder right here called Profile. We're gonna call it Profile. For every profile that you made to do this, you're gonna want to make another folder in here and call it Profile 2 and 3 and so on and so on and so on. Here on later in the video, I will show you guys why you would need to make more than one profile in order to make this mod work. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to go ahead and open up this little drop down menu called Gamer Profiles, and you're going to want to find your profile that you made. Go ahead and right click on it, click Extract File, and what we're going to do, we're going to navigate to that profile folder that we just made. Now we're going to go ahead and save it in the profile folder, just like that. Now if we go to the menu and click in Profile, you should see a file right here. It's got a bunch of letters and numbers in it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go back, and now we're going to click this application called 0. So now once that's open, you're going to want to go and press Black Ops GPD Editor. So now this application, you should see this window open on your screen. You want to click this Open button. Now you're going to want to scroll down to your zombie menu folder, go to profile and open this file right here that you extracted with Horizon. So once you open it up, you should see a bunch of codes and all this. Don't worry about these. All you're going to want to focus on is these two first ones. This one right here and this second one. So now what you're going to do, you're going to open up that folder again and you're going to open up the script.txt file. What you're going to want to do, you're going to want to press Control A. It's very critical that you press Control A to highlight everything in this. Because as you can see, there is another line below the bottom line, and that needs to be in there for the code to work. So go ahead and press Control A, right click, and copy this. Now go back to 0. Go to this first one right here. You're going to want to highlight all of this. Make sure it's all gone. A little tip, if you look down here at the bottom underneath this one, underneath this first area, you'll see 0 of 932 bytes used. Make sure that first number is 0. Now you're going to want to paste this in just like that. Now make sure this number says 889. If it doesn't, highlight it all, delete it, and go copy it again from that folder, from that file. So now what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to go ahead and minimize 0, open up your zombies mod menu folder again, and go ahead and open up this dvarlist.txt file. Now what you'll see, all you're going to see is just a bunch of different codes in here. And what these codes are going to do, they're going to help you to create your mod menu, and they're going to let you do the mods that you want to do. That was a very bad way of explaining it, but I think you guys get the point. So now go ahead and minimize that. Now you're going to want to open up Notepad. So now we're going to get to the actual coding part. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the very first command, and that's going to be bind. B-I-N-D, and then put a space. So we're going to do bind, and now we want to choose a button that we want to bind. So in my case, I'm going to use the D-pad button. So D-pad underscore up. If you want to know all the button codes that are in this dvar list, scroll down and you should see the binds, and here he is. Bind, D-pad right, D-pad down, D-pad left, left stick, right shoulder, right trigger, A, X, everything that you need is in here. So go ahead and we're going to go back here. We're going to choose the D-pad up. Then we're going to choose the up on the D-pad to use. So once you've chosen a button, go ahead and type in bind and whatever button you want. And now you're going to want to type in 2 speech marks. So guys, make sure that your cursor is in between both of these quotation marks. So now what we're going to do, guys, since we bound this D-pad up, inside these quotation marks, we're going to tell the game to bind all these buttons that we're going to specify inside these speech bubbles to do certain things once we've pressed the D-pad up button. So if I press the D-pad up, this is going to activate all the commands that are inside these speech bubbles, these quotation marks. So for example, I'm going to bind button underscore A to give. Now I'm going to go into this dvar list, and we're going to scroll up to the top, and I want it to give me a ray gun, an upgraded ray gun. So I'm going to copy that. Now I'm going to paste it in there. So now when I press D-pad up, it is now binding the A button to give me a ray gun, an upgraded ray gun. Hope you guys are catching on here. If you don't, hopefully you will later on in this video. If you still aren't, message me down in the comments below and I will help you. So now what we're going to do to separate our commands inside this quotation marks, you're going to want to type in a semicolon. So now we typed in that. This is going to separate our commands. So now I'm going to bind button underscore B. So now I'm binding the B button to give me God mode. So what I'm going to type for this, I'm going to go in this dvar list right here. Now I'm going to scroll down to find the command /dvars. And I'm going to find God mode. So where's God mode? There we go. So God mode is just God. So for that, we're just going to type in bind button underscore B God. So now when I press D-pad up, it's going to bind the B button to give me God mode when I press B button. So now we're going to type another semicolon to separate our commands. Now we're going to bind. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to bind the button underscore L shoulder. I think I'm typing that in right. Just to make sure, I'm going to go back here and copy the button left shoulder, which is the left bumper. And, well, I didn't even spell button right. There we go. So now I know it's right. So we're going to bind the left shoulder to give me no clip. So I'm pretty sure no clip is just no clip. Just to make sure, we're going to go double check this DVAR list. We're going to find no clip. There it is right there, no clip, one word. So there it is, just right there. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to bind, we're going to separate our commands. I'm going to bind a button. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to separate our commands. I'm going to type in bind button underscore Y to drop weapon. So what this is going to do, if you're playing online, you will be able to drop a weapon. Whatever weapon you're holding, you will be able to drop it. So we're going to add a little bit more in this. Actually, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to bind more buttons to do certain things. So you're going to want to go ahead and press enter. Now you're going to want to type in bind, and for this one I'm going to choose D-pad underscore down. So guys, these first buttons that we're binding can be anything you want. Alright, I'm not telling you what you have to do, I'm just showing you. So we're going to type in our little quotation marks again, and now we're going to type in bind button underscore. We're going to choose A again. You can use the same buttons again as long as you're binding them with a different, as long as this first code is something different than the one you've already used. So I used D-pad up for the first one. This time I'm going to use D-pad down. So we're going to bind the A button when I press D-pad down to, let's see, AI disable spawn. Alright, so I forgot what the actual code for this is, so I'm going to go in here and find it. And it's AI underscore disable spawn. So we're going to go in here just like that, and for this we're going to make a toggle. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 mean false and true. So when I press the A button, it's going to go to false, and then when I press the A button again, it's going to toggle back to true. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a toggle for the speed. So what we're going to do is we're going to bind button underscore, let's see, we're going to bind the left stick. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go back to our button binds, and I'm going to find my left stick. I'm going to copy that, go back, and paste it in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a toggle for the player speed. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down, and we're going to find it. So let's see here. Should be towards the bottom. There we go, toggle underscore G speed, and you can see this one already has toggles in there. I recommend not going over 500. I'm actually not sure what happens if you were to go over 500, but it might freeze the game or something, I'm not sure. So we're going to paste that in there. Now we have a toggle for our speed. So every time I press the D-pad down and then the button left stick, it's going to toggle my speeds in between 100, 200, and 500. So now what we're going to do, once we're done coding this, we're going to go to the end and press enter. Now we're going to press Control A. Again, make sure you press Control A, right click, and copy this. Now we're going to go back to our Black Ops GPD editor. Go to this second one. We're going to copy all this. Make sure that it says 0 of 932 bytes used. Now we're going to paste this in there, just like that. So now you can see we have a zombies menu that's all good and ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to press save. Just like that. We go ahead and exit out of 0. Go ahead and exit out of this notepad that we used. Exit out of that. Now we're going to go back to Horizon. Making sure that your USB is still plugged in. We're going to open up our folder. Go to our profile. Now you'll see two different files. You'll see the original one and the original one with a .backup on the end. Make sure you choose the original one. Don't pay any attention to this .backup. You can actually delete it. So go ahead and drag that original file back into Horizon just like that. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to press save, rehash, and resign one time. Now click save to device, your USB, save changes before transferring, yes. Mods already exist on the destination device, would you like to override it? Make sure you click yes and then click OK. So now what we're going to do is we're going to unplug our USB and I will see you guys back over on the Xbox. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you what to do if you have overused your space in one of these here sections. As you can see, you can only use 932 letters or symbols, whatever you want to call them, in these spaces. So what you're going to want to do for this is you're going to want to make a second profile. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your zombies menu folder, create a new folder, and we're just going to call this one profile 2, just like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find our second offline profile. Make sure that you make it on the Xbox and you do load up Black Ops 1 while signed into the second profile, just like you did with the first one. Right click, we're going to click extract file, and we're going to extract it to the profile 2 folder that we just created. Once that's done, we're going to go open up 0, click open. Now we're going to find that folder that we just created, profile 2, and open up the profile. So now you'll see the same thing as you did when we first started. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to delete everything in this one, just like that. Make sure it says 0 of 932 bytes. And you're going to want to open up your notepad and go ahead and create a code for your menu. I've already done this. Make sure you press Control A, copy it. Now go to this first one right here and go ahead and paste it in there just like that. So now you go ahead and click save. Now you're going to want to go ahead and open up Horizon again. Open up your folder, find your profile 2, find the original profile, drag it in here, save, rehash, and resign, save to device, yes, yes, and OK. When loading up the game, guys, once we get to the last step, I'll go ahead and let you guys know what you need to do if you have more than one profile. Alright guys, now that we're back on the Xbox, you're going to go ahead and make sure that your USB is plugged in. Now what you're going to want to do is grabbing your first controller, sign into your main online account. Alright guys, now that you're signed into your online account on your first controller, you're going to go ahead and want to load up Call of Duty Black Ops. Alright guys, now that Black Ops is loaded, you're going to go ahead and press start and make sure that you choose for USB. Just to double check guys, go to options, select save, and choose your USB again. Now what you're going to want to do is go ahead and load up the campaign. Now you should see a game save in here. Go ahead and press resume game. Alright guys, now that it is loaded up, go ahead and grab your second controller, press the Xbox guide button. Now you're going to want to log in to your first mod account that you created, the very first one that you used. Alright guys, now that you've signed in, go ahead and press the guide button again. Now switch over to your first controller, press B. Now you're going to want to go ahead and press the back button. You should see a bunch of numbers pop up at the top of the screen, and you should see that your bullet count is 1023. So now go ahead and press the Xbox guide button. It's critical that you only press the Xbox guide button. Press it one more time, go down and press save and quit. Alright guys, now that we're back at the menu screen, grab your second controller, press the Xbox guide button, and then sign out. So now that we've done that, you're going to go ahead and pull out your USB one more time. Alright guys, now that we're back on the computer, go ahead and open up Horizon again and plug in your USB. So once that's loaded, go ahead and open up your mod menu folder, find your profile, the first one that you created, open the folder, and drag the very first profile that you created back into Horizon. Now that you've got this opened up, it should be the very first one that you had just signed in and out of on Black Ops. Go ahead and press save, rehash, and resign. Save the device, USB, yes, override it, yes, and OK. So now you guys can go ahead and unplug your USB, and I'll see you guys back on the Xbox. Alright guys, now that we're back on the Xbox, you can go ahead and plug in your USB again. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to go with zombies. Now that that's loaded up, you're going to go back to options, select save device. Make sure you choose your USB again. Now go back, go ahead and open up zombies, and open up a solo game. Make sure you do not choose Dead Ups Arcade. I'm going to be choosing Kino. Alright guys, now that the game is loaded up, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go ahead and press the back button once again on your main controller. If you've done this correct, you should see the green FPS pop up at the middle top of the screen, and your bullet count should be 1023. So go ahead and press the Xbox guide button once again. Press it again. Go ahead and press quit. Alright guys, now that we're back on the main screen, go back to zombies. Now at this point, you can go to either Xbox Live and do find match. As you can see, my name is blue. Now guys, make sure that you do not click private match. This has to be only on Xbox Live. You have to be in a random online game. For the sake of this video, I'm going to go on solo. Alright guys, now that once the game is loaded up, you're going to want to go and grab your second controller. Now you're going to want to sign in to your first account. Now once it's signed into, go ahead and sign out of your account. Now, if you've used more than one profile, sign in and out of all the other profiles that you've created in order to make this mod menu, whether it being one more or 5. So now that that's done, go ahead and grab your main controller, press B, and now press the back button. So now that you've pressed this back button, this has activated your mods. Now go ahead and start using your mod, guys. So now that the one that I've created, I've made a bind for the D-pad up. So if I press D-pad up and then A, you can see it's giving me the ray gun. Now once you do this, you see your bullet count is down. Go ahead and press the back button once again, and it should give you 1023 ammo, and it should be unlimited ammo now. Now guys, to use your button binds again, your normal button binds, go ahead and press the start button. Just the main start button. You'll see that the menu will not open, and you can see that you'll be able to use your button binds again. See, when I press A, it does work. So now I'm going ahead and give myself God mode again. So I'm going to go and press back, D-pad up, and B. You can see God mode switching on and off in the top left corner. So now that it's on, I will go ahead and show you guys. We'll wait for I'll shoot myself with a ray gun. You see, it's not, the splash damage is not providing any damage whatsoever. Left, I'm sorry. Now you can see that my speed has changed. We'll do it one more time, back to normal, and we'll press it one more time, and now we're back to the insane. I'll go ahead and press start so I can shoot again and use my regular button binds. You can see when I press the left stick again, it's not toggling anything. But as you can see, the zombies cannot hurt me as I do have God mode on. Now we'll go ahead and do no clip. So I'll go ahead and press the back button, up, and Y. I guess that was dropped. So we'll go ahead and press X. As you guys can see, no clip is not working for some reason. I'm actually not sure why, but you can see that I did drop my gun over here, just right here. See, I dropped the ray gun. I can go ahead and pick it up again. And if you want your friends to have unlimited ammo too, when you give yourself the gun, make sure you do press the back button again, so it does say 1023 ammo. And when you drop it, this will provide unlimited ammo for everybody else. This is only if you are a host, guys. Some of these mods will not work, but most of them will. But DVARs and commands and mods that change the game, like speed and jump height and all that, and unlimited ammo, these only work online if you're host. If you look in the video that I provided you guys, you will see that there's a file in there that will show you guys how to give yourself force host online. So guys, I want to say thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do hope that all of you guys could understand how to do this. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for almost 5,000 subscribers. That means so much to me, even though I held off on this video so long. I know I'm terrible at uploading videos. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Can we at least try to get 1,000 likes on this video? Because I don't think anybody else has ever uploaded one of these videos before. And I think I'm the first one to actually ever give this detailed of a video on how to create a online Zombies Black Ops mod menu with just a USB. I know my other video on how to make the offline multiplayer mod menu video got a bunch of hits and likes and all that, and that's one of my most watched video on YouTube. So I hope this one will be either the first or the second. So anyway guys, thank you again so much for watching. Thank you for we're so close to 5,000 subscribers, 500,000 views. That's awesome guys. I love you all so much. Thanks for watching.